I want to just say one small thing. This constitution gives you leeway. Should the parliament not fulfill what is stated in this constitution, we have all the right as Kenyans to institute constitutional cases against the parliament, because the parliament is obliged to fulfill. That's why there are even time frames of 18 months, 5 years within which to legislate. Therefore, the parliament will not go away with it. What we must be very much aware that all of us in our small and big entities, we must be ready to hold our leaders responsible.
All right. Amola, what will happen to the provincial administration? What will happen to the public relations, as the gentleman mentions there, between the chiefs, DOs, if the proposed draft is passed?
There is often some confusion between those who read the harmonized draft constitution and the proposed constitution. In the harmonized draft constitution, the contemplation was actually to dissolve the provincial administration, to relocate the lower levels, the assistant chiefs, the chiefs within the county government, and to take back the DOs, the DCs, the PC, and incorporate them within the civil service. But after we got about 1.5 million views from Kenyans, that design was changed. And the design that is in the proposed constitution right now does not do away with the provincial administration. What it does, it says that it will be retained, but it will be restructured so that it respects the counties, it respects devolved government. The idea is the provincial administration, right from the assistant chiefs all the way to the PCs, will continue, but they will continue to do those things which the national government is mandated to do under Schedule 6. If you look at Schedule 6, page 185, you will see the entire list of the duties of the national government. But if you look at now page 186, you will see what has been allocated as the functions of the county government. It is only those functions which have now been given to the county government, to which we do not expect members of the provincial administration to interfere. We don't expect the DC to go to any county and say, you have been allocated 2 billion. Now bring it here so that I tell you how to use it. No, 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 no. That is for the county assembly and the county government.
All right. Comment there at the back.
Hello, kwa majina naitwa Faiza Hussein. Mimi ni mzaliwa hapa Nakuru. Na tangu babu zangu na baba zangu ambaye walizaliwa kwa mtaa fulani hapa Bondeni Nakuru. Tumeishi hiyo miaka yote, babu zangu, baba zangu wote wameaga dunia, hadi na sisi pia tuko. Hatujawahi kupata title deeds zetu na tunalipa rates kwa municipality. Je, shida iko wapi?
Thank you. Okay, the next comment here, please.
Thanks so much. My name is Agitone. I want to respond and appreciate chapter 4, which is Bill of Rights, in terms of when we talk of the young people access relevant education and training. My question really goes to the aspect of accessing employment. You realize that we have many graduates coming out of the universities, but the aspect of employment goes up to the level of experience, 4 years experience. Where will our young people get experience if they are not given internship? I also wish to advise my young brothers to embrace informal jobs. Let us go to informal jobs because maybe white-collar jobs are not there. Then my last advice, even after 5th, after 4th August, we are all Kenyans, young people, tusitumiwe kama vibaraka, tusirushe mawe, tupige kura.
Thank you for your comments. Yes.
I'm Joyce Nganga. My question is, it's a fact that we are going to have large number of representatives, Senate and Parliament. What effect is this going to have on the taxable capacity of the taxpayers? Will the tax system be realistic, or does it conform to the basic principles of public finance on the same? Then the next one, assuming that this draft constitution sails through, how simple and convenient it is to implement.
Okay, thank you. At the back there. Yes.
Kwa majina naitwa Abdul Fattah. Swali yangu ni ya kwamba baada ya uchaguzi uliopita hapa Rift Valley kulikuwa na vita na vijana haswa ndio nasemekana kwamba walipigana zaidi. Nataka kujua jambo moja. Katika hii katiba, je, na walipigana kwa sababu ya kazi ya kukua na watu nasemekana sisi vijana hatuna kazi, ni ngumu kupata. Hii katiba inatuhakikishia aje kwamba sisi vijana tutapata kazi, kwa sababu ukiangalia sana mambo nyingi hapa ni ya wanawake. majority wanasema wakisema representation katika parliament, katika senate, kule mahali pengine ni wanawake. Sisi vijana kuna percentage gani hata kama ni a fifth? Asanteni.
Okay, yes, go ahead please.
Thank you very much. My name is Ezekiel Kesendang. I come from Southwest Mao. Wakili Singoya has eloquently explained to us that community land are lands traditionally occupied by hunter-gatherers, and it is captured under Article 63(2) D2.
Talking to the mic, please.
Yes.
So,
if in common knowledge, Ogiek lives in Mao Forest, how will they then acquire that ownership of that land when it is already a public land? If Article 62(1)G is not corrected, because it is supposed to refer to 63(2)D2, not 1.
Okay, thank you.
Because it has always been like that.
Yes, your comment there at the back.
Okay, my name is Farouk Wanje, and my question concerns Article 67A, where should the Constitution pass, we are going to have the National Land Commission, which will have the authority to do investigations on land and historical land injustices. So my question is, to what limitation are the investigations going to be done? Is it pre or post independence, or rather what limitation? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Karir, your question there regarding ownership for minority groups and title deeds.
All right, very quickly. Community land is defined in Article 63 to include ancestral lands and lands traditionally occupied by hunter-gatherer communities. And then Article 62 talks about public land. And Article 62(1)G says it accepts government forests other than forests to which Article 63(2)D1 applies. In other words, government forests are public land. But if that forest is occupied by a forest community, then it is not public land. So it's community land, actually. So it's very, very, very clear. You know, if you read Article 62(1)G together with Article 63(2)D, you know, so that a community such as the Ogiek, whom everybody in this country is aware about regarding the deprivation of their ancestral land in Mao, will be taken care of by this provision. And Sub-Article 5 of Article 63 says that Parliament will enact a legislation to be able to explain in detail how exactly, you know, communities such as the Ogiek will be taken care of pursuant to Article 63.
All right, Lumumba, I want to come to you with the question of the National Land Commission. How far back are we going to look at land issues and also the sanctity of title deeds for those who have lived in areas, not their ancestral homes perhaps, but have acquired land here?
I think the title is protected as long as you acquired your land lawfully. Any land that was acquired unlawfully is not protected, full stop. The other thing that we need to be very clear about the National Land Commission is that it's going to investigate issues which are historical, and you can go back as you wish in history. The only issue you must remember, because it is going to be investigated upon, you will have your facts as far as your history can go back. But it also investigates the current or the present injustices. So as far as back, it is open-ended. In legislation, the Parliament might say a cut-off date of this nature is given. And I know that when we were in Bomas, a number of dates were floated. 1895, for example, 1963 has been floated. But this constitution does not limit you. What will limit you is how far can you gather your facts for purpose of investigation. That is what will be very cardinal.
Thank you.
As far as the investigation is concerned.
The question of taxpayers, the counties and under the devolved government, where will the funding come from to pay the extra number of leadership?
Thank you, and I will answer the question on the youth as well and employment. First, in terms of taxpayers, yes, we have a large parliament, but will it necessarily translate into more funds being paid to them? No. Why? First of all, we are for the first time going to tax members of parliament. And the amount of taxation is not a small amount. And that immediately translates to reducing that amount. Secondly, the members of parliament will not be able to determine their own salaries. There's an independent salaries commission which will be able to fix salaries of everybody in this country, so that the lowest person sweeper in the civil service must also be considered when we are considering the salary of the president. The net effect is that we are going to reduce the margin between the highest paid person in this country and the lowest paid person. And eventually, it will be